Pontotoc High School, so I've been reliving a few memories back there with some of the Amory Panthers in football days. I actually played my last basketball game in high school here in Amory as well. Will Hall and I went against each other a lot. And so Amory is a special competitor, I feel like, all my high school years for sure. But it's good to be here. I'm here for a particular reason. There's a lot of great and beautiful people here, but the reason why I'm here is I'm asking for your vote. We have an election, a special election runoff on Tuesday, June 2nd. And I finished on May 12th in first place out of 13 candidates. And no matter what endorsements we get or what we are doing, the only articles they put in always are sharing time with me and my opponents. And I'm proud to announce, especially following the sister who just gave that message, that I got the endorsement from the State Association of Educators as well as the national endorsement from the National Association of Educators. But that means a lot to me, largely because of the influence that I had. My mother was a teacher in my Head Start program, so I did have preschool education, which is a major component to my platform. We have to make sure that our kids can read by grade 2. Now, it's not a matter of how intelligent our children are, because if those of you who have grandkids or children this age know that they can get into your cell phones without even knowing how to read. They're just that smart. Touch screens, they know that stuff. But there's no test that they're going to take that's going to examine that intelligence. There's 4 areas that they're going to test them on, and if they do not pass those areas, they're going to call them failures. And the sad part is, them being failures at that test has nothing to do with how smart those kids necessarily are. It impacts the teacher when they have to receive students who can't read at a proficient level. And they're concerned because if they don't have children passing at a certain level, they're going to get fired, or they won't get a raise. And so we've removed, one, the ability to really assess the talent of our children. If we really believe that God gave every child, and each one of us, a purpose, then we want to make sure we don't let those tests minimize their ability to realize those purposes. We need students who actually learn how to work them. None of my grandparents graduated school beyond 3rd or 8th grade. Yet, they had jobs, they built and owned their own homes, owned land, had several children. My mother's back there, so it was 11 of them. No government assistance, just hard work and belief in a family. And that's broken right now. We have, unfortunately, more single parents than we've ever had, but yet a large number of those households are led by women. But women can't receive equal pay for the same skill set, for the same positions, and the same training. And so that's why I've been the only candidate in this race talking about equal pay for women the entire time. I love to say it's just about making sure that I get the women's vote, but it's not. It's about strengthening that household. It's about making sure that people can realize as much as they deserve. I have 5 nieces, and I tell them that they're smart, and they'll be greater than I will ever be. But no matter how much education they get or how much skill set or training they receive, they're not going to make as much as they deserve because they're a woman. That's wrong. And unfortunately, I had opponents who talked about going back, returning back to some heyday that I never knew, and many of you never realized. And so we have to talk about a future that creates an environment where these kids go to our great public schools, graduate with a real skill set, and stay and work and build and own homes and contribute to our local economy. I'm the only candidate that's even talking with that type of vision. Now, at the end of the day, I understand the ABCs of government. I've worked here with Senator Hop Bryan on certain issues. But the point is, it's about committing to helping local people. When schools struggle, they say we got to pass another bond referendum. And because it's a school, and you love schools here, and we love schools in Pontotoc, and we love schools all across this district, people pony up and they pay the money. But the state still underfunds them by the millions every year. And unfortunately, we re-elect some of those leaders without asking them, hey, what is your commitment to our schools? And so we have to quit creating an environment that sends these kids to other people's states. Sends them to Atlanta, sends them to Dallas, sends them to Houston, sends them to Nashville, hoping for a good wage. Not a millionaire. Just want to make what they think they deserve. Women are number 1 as far as being nurses, yet men make more money as nurses. If a young person graduates from our schools and they want to be a teacher or they want to be a nurse here, God bless. they are stuck between a situation of making maybe 20-something grand here in Mississippi versus going to Texas, somewhere making $40,000. We'd be wrong to ask them to stay. But at the end of the day, they're looking for creating a livable wage that provides for the same family environment that we told them that they have here. And so I'm committed to fighting for that. Making sure that we have preschool and expanded programs so that when they enter public school, they're prepared to read, prepared to be examined and weed through that menagerie of standardized tests. We want to make sure that we have more investment in after-school programs like the young lady was talking about. My stepfather and my mother are back here in the back, Reverend Derek Morrison and Minister Morrison, my home church at Pontotoc Second Baptist. They run an after-school program. They run a summer feeding program using state and federal grants. One, you need a congressman who comes in and says, this is where the money is, and has a staff that says, I'm going to help you walk through the grant process, walk through the loan process so that you can bring those resources down. I'm not saying anything that deserves a magic stick or a wand. This is just common sense, practical leadership that's about trying to lead communities forward so that these kids feel proud to be from Mississippi. And I'm getting tired of hearing people talk about Mississippi values, I'm going to be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, being last in diabetes should not be or first in diabetes shouldn't be a Mississippi value. Being number one in heart attacks and hypertension and cardiovascular disease, that is not a Mississippi value. Being last should not be our value. We should be trying to be first. And we know that we've sent so many of the most talented people to other places. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, obviously some of the best athletes, you all know that here. But the point is, we're producing greatness for other people. And so I spoke at Oklahoma High School's graduation about 2 weeks ago, and I left the students with this one question. Are you a cubic zirconia or are you a diamond? And I asked that because a cubic zirconia can shine and be kind of pretty, but it's a rendition, it's a fake, it's a copy, it's a man-made version of something that can only be attained through pressure, heat, and weather. That is a diamond. A diamond doesn't come easily, it comes through making it through circumstance and pressure. And that is what Mississippi has produced. Many diamonds. The problem is we can't keep them here. And so we need leadership that's committed to creating environments that people will want to stay in, work in, and live in, where they can retire in a more healthy way, with more money than they would under current leadership. We need to quit blaming one president as if Mississippi just got to the bottom. We've been here for a while, and too many of the wrong things. And so a lot of communities have come together to keep great public schools. But again, I bring my grandparents up because they've done more with less. And now we have kids who can go to college even. And the majority of them don't even get jobs when they graduate. And yet we send them, telling them, hey, don't be afraid to take that loan out. And now we have 2 generations of a lot of debt and no jobs. And so there's no politics in my speech. There are no games. It does not change if you're Republican or Democrat. It does not change if you're black or white. It is the same message. It is a message about being tired of being here. We want the best for our kids here. We want the best for our retirees. And my parents aren't there yet, but they're on that way. And I will fight to make sure they get what they deserve, and you deserve too. And so I ask for your consideration. I ask for you to let everyone know that you have an option that cares about everybody. This is no Republican or Democratic message. And so they understand that Mississippi can be better, and you all want to be a part of that. I'm asking for your support on Tuesday, June 2nd, and I appreciate your time on this beautiful Saturday. Thank you so much.